Hey, have you guys ever heard of Patreon?
I think I have.
Yeah, I think it's like a royal guard.
It's that maybe, but also it's a website where podcasters and other creators can get people to give them money for making their product.
You mean we can get paid for this?
Kind of. For a mere $3 a month, you, loyal listener, can feed or get drunk a starving podcaster.
I feel like we need some like Sarah McLachlan behind this kind of. I will remember you.
I almost did with arms wide open. I was like, that's not the song.
That's how you get people to not give you money.
So check it out. Patreon.com/worstpeople. That's WORSE. $3 a month. You get access to exclusive episodes. Find us, love us, support us. Thank you.
Did you hear about Henry Lockett? He's blown down the street by a rocket. The power from the blast blew his balls up his ass. They found his pecker in his pocket.
I'm Derek.
I'm Whitney.
I'm Jack.
This is Bad Movies.
Worst People.
Gorgo from 1961. Dirka Classic Movies for our unofficial Kaiju month.
And, you lied to us and said you were going to screen these and watch them beforehand.
Yeah, but I knew this would be good.
But I'm going to intend my pun right here. This one did not bite us. Like, it did not turn around and bite us in the rear.
It'll be, I'm screening them when they're like random things that I've just never even heard of.
Yes.
This one's been on my shelf for like 8 months. I just haven't watched it.
I would be surprised if we have monster movie friends that have not seen this. Like, friend of the show, Serge, is probably...
I was just going to ask
he's
that.
Probably seen this, I'm guessing.
1961, this picture came out.
More like 1961. If you're a monster.
And if you couldn't deduce it yourself, this takes place primarily in Ireland.
Oh, is that right?
And then in jolly old...
In London.
London town.
In dreary London town, where everyone's got to stick up their bum.
Seriously, a bright stick.
A big old fucking stick. There are some times where the monster's like going through the street just killing people. It's like, this power's fantastic. Get everyone out of their homes, I guess, if we can.
Don't worry, we took it down. We got the depth charge. Oh, never mind, ship's
Oh,
gone.
bother.
It's definitely dead. Oh,
Wig the
capsized.
minister. I don't care who he's fucking. Good God, man. Queen and country.
This one directed by Eugene Lourie, who's best known for also directing other monster movies.
Go on.
The first one, the one that got him this job, was The Beast of 20,000 Fathoms, which we'll probably do at some point.
For fuck's sake.
I've actually heard of that one.
Yeah, it was a popular one, and then another one
I
called
didn't say it was popular.
it was a popular
He
monster
said it.
movie. Another one was the Colossus of New York, and another one called The Giant Behemoth, which is basically just this.
Do I only know these
Without
names
Irish people?
Yeah.
because
No
of you?
fucking thank you.
I mean, they're things that you would see on, like, I don't know. If you
Mystery
just put it on,
Science
like,
Theater.
Mystery Science
Hated
Theater
it.
for sure.
Hated Mystery Science
Sci-
Theater.
Sci-Fi Channel in the middle of the afternoon in the 90s.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that either.
I don't know.
I think I only know those names because of you.
Well, I definitely got excited when we were downtown sometime. And we walked by one of the shops, and I was like, they have a framed poster for Beast of 20,000 Fathoms in there. So that might be.
And the shopkeeper
Okay.
went, nerd.
Oh, were we going to Batch?
No, it was when we were all downtown for the holiday party.
Oh,
Or
that's
the-
right.
Holiday.
Holiday.
This picture was only 78 minutes long.
Yeah.
And
Felt a lot longer to Whitney.
51 minutes of that is original footage.
And 20 of it is repeat footage.
So Derek had said, I think you were feeding the dogs dicks, but he had said like they had to add to the budget because of reshoots.
Oh,
And we were
right.
joking that he read it wrong. It was reshots. They just used the same shots again. Because there are multiple times, especially during the climax, I guess we'll call it, the peak where this monster is going
Climax?
ham. Climax, yeah.
Climax.
The climax of the whole fucking thing. But it's definitely the same building falling, the same army
Numerous
vehicle turning
times.
left, the same couple running away.
I'm like, at least flip the shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did nothing.
But this one, the budget ballooned because of the reshoots, and it cost them $650,000 to make this movie.
And
That's-
61, that's what, like $4 million today?
8 Kabirian.
Cabrerian.
Kabirians. It's something like that.
Cumbrians sounds like a
So that's still
money from
like-
space.
That's
Yeah,
still
it
a
does.
low budget film.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I mean, it's
think
high
it's
for this genre
Okay.
at the time.
At the time.
at the time.
And I couldn't
I
find
mean,
like box
gas was
office.
only, what, 20 cents a gallon?
They were giving it away in 61. Every time you stopped your car, some little grease monkey came out and filled you up. All right, on your way now.
Some guy
Have
just
fun
ran
punching
around
life.
to the houses while you were sleeping and just filled up your car.
Another good day's work, Johnny.
I couldn't find like box office numbers because movies didn't open wide back then. It was like two theaters here and 3
When did
theaters
we
there.
start doing box office? Like 70s?
I mean, wide release was a 70s thing, and that wasn't even everything, but like Jaws was one of the
Jaws
first
is,
big
yeah.
ones.
And Jaws is also, we have to credit for the term blockbuster.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was the first blockbuster film. Not from the video place.
Not from them.
Because back then places like that weren't doing it. If Blockbuster Video still existed, we would have Blockbuster originals now.
Yeah. Yeah, we would. They'd be awful because they'd be all edited. You don't remember Blockbuster was doing that?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Doing what?
Editing movies and putting them back on the shelves, like removing nudity and cursing.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Because there's some religious something.
Oh, the movies I got
I'm
still
just gonna
had
assume
nudity
Mormon.
and cursing in it, so.
I think they stopped.
Where I'm from, Blockbuster is actually a type of bomb we make. You don't want a Blockbuster, I'll tell you.
It'll bust your whole block.
They're booming for that.
But this has... So they began production in 1959. It didn't come out until 1961 because of reshoots and whatnot. But we have people who were famous in this movie at the time, which is part of the reason this movie actually did fairly well. Like, it was very popular.
Uh-huh.
And it's because movies like Godzilla and stuff didn't have people that you knew.
That was
Right.
still an all-Asian cast, or no?
Like with Godzilla movies and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah. But, like, they weren't even famous there.
Okay, I
Until,
gotcha.
I mean, I'm sure they were after Godzilla movies. But
I
like,
was just thinking, like, in the time the Godzilla movies came out, Americans definitely weren't in love with Asian actresses.
no.
at all.
No, definitely not. Especially movies about how America is the problem.
Look what you did, you patriotic jerks.
But Bill Travers, who plays our lead, Joe Ryan, who kind of looks like Steven Seagal and Jesse Ventura.
No, he's janitor from Scrubs.
There's some Neil Flynn
Jesse
in there
the Body
too.
Seagal. All right, now let's get this going so I can get out of here and pretend I'm Inuit and go save one of their villages too. Didn't Steven Seagal do that?
Yeah.
Like he was an Inuit
On Deadly Ground,
Yeah,
I think.
there you go.
Yeah.
Don't touch that dial, mayhaps.
Yeah, no, definitely don't touch it. We'll be there.
Yeah.
But Bill Travers was well known in England. And I looked up the movies. They're not things I know, but he was a very popular stage and TV and film actor.
He's
at
got the
time.
face for it. He's a
He should
chiseled,
be,
like
yeah.
a very stone chiseled, like leading man face.
He's got the butt chin.
Yes, he could be right now. He could be Spartacus. I don't know. Still not. I'm still not like convinced. I know who Spartacus is.
All those people are
Movie is so
Spartacus.
confusing. It's a classic whodunit.
And then William Sylvester is the other lead. He's the American playing Sam Slade. And the big thing I know him from, and I mean I recognize him right away, is he's Dr. Haywood Floyd in 2001: A Space Odyssey. Whitney hasn't seen it. Jack has, but it's been ages.
Ages.
But he's in the second main segment of the film. So you got the monkey segment, and then you've got the part where Dr. Haywood Floyd is going from Earth to the moon to go find out about this mysterious object that they found.
Uh-huh.
So he's the one in the famous part with like, it's the music that I don't know the name.
He really
No,
loves
you were
2001.
nailing it.
And the people are walking around with the Velcro shoes and all that stuff. Anyway, so I saw him and I was like, he.
He did. He went,
Hey, Mom, I know that guy. Look at that guy. We know
yes,
him.
he calls me mom.
I was doing it that he's a young kid excited. But I'm not saying he calls you mom. You know, it'd be worse if he
God, that's
called you
gross.
mother.
Zoe used to call me mother. She'd be like,
She's allowed to.
Mother.
She's allowed to. He's not allowed to be like Mike Pence.
At
Oh,
7
mother.
years
Oh,
old.
mother.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
mama. Oh, mommy. I was thinking
Excuse me
Joe
while I
Dirt.
chime
You're my
in.
sister. You're my sister.
I'll take that over. No.
No, it's all nasty.
You're like, am I having sex with Ronald Reagan?
Oh, mommy. Oh, mommy. I'm about to pop. Oh, pop goes the weasel. Did you know that she was known as the blowjob queen of Hollywood before they got married? Nancy Reagan. There's another
That's awesome.
the podcast I listened to, The Dollop, has a whole one about him, and yeah, she was the blowjob queen of Hollywood.
Well, explains a lot.
Yep. Blowjob's still a job.
And the guy playing Gorgo, the guy in the suit, because obviously it's a man in a rubber suit.
It's an awesome rubber suit.
He's been in some other like known things. This guy named Mick Dillon. Wonder if he's Irish.
I don't think so.
But he played a Dalek.
Oh God, I love the Daleks.
Is that one of the little robots with a heart on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Exterminate.
Exactly.
Exterminate.
Never seen any of it. I know that image.
Yeah. And he played a Triffid.
Doctor Who sucks. I'm sorry.
No, it doesn't.
I tried.
No,
It's
you didn't.
great.
I did.
It's wonderful.
You can take Doctor Who and Rick and Morty and shove them in a box labeled I don't give a shit.
Get the fuck out. I'm just kidding.
You can take a shit in a box.
Podcast over.
Take a shit in a box and put a guarantee on it.
But you got to put your head in there. Wait, no.
But he also played a Triffid in Day of the Triffids, which is another famous British thing. They're big, angry plant creatures. Like that. Images for
Say
people on
plant
the
or
podcast.
plank?
Plant.
You said plank.
I said plant creatures.
I heard plank, but doesn't mean he said
They're
it.
planking creatures.
Rewind.
But he's also a stunt man. He did stunts for Ringo Starr in Help.
Ooh, okay.
And he did stunts in Casino Royale and You Only Live Twice and a bunch of other movies. So he's a guy.
He's a guy.
He was the guy.
Oh, you said Casino Royale, and for whatever reason, I thought of the newest one with Daniel. Not the newest one, the first one with Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
What's that one?
That's Casino Royale also.
Oh, it is. Okay,
This
that's
was
why I
Casino
thought of
Royale
it.
1967.
I was like, damn, this guy's still fucking doing stunts in 2020 or whatever fucking year that came out.
I don't know. Was there an old guy who? That one was like 2011, I think.
Was it?
I
don't know what date it is
I
now.
don't bond
Yeah. I don't either.
with people or movies.
I've never given a shit about a Bond movie.
Yeah. I like Goldeneye.
The game.
Yeah. So the movie starts with burbling water. Well, there's some people on the ocean, and they're just diving for question mark.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, the water starts burbling.
Oh,
The
and there's
subtitles
this
tell you it's
gorgeous-
burbling.
There's this gorgeous old man, white hair, steely blue eyes, not leaving his lean,
Just old Irishman, yeah.
staring off in the distance.
These
at
Irish
some-
eyes ain't smiling, they're staring.
They're staring. And there's like burbles.
Yep. It
Coming
burbles and it bubbles.
I think the whoever's doing the captions, it was an Irish guy and an American guy.
Yep.
Because every now and then it says bubbles, and then
Yeah.
it's barbles. Look at that. He's
my
barbling.
theory at first was that the bubbles are when it's people and the burbles are when it's a monster, but then that goes away. So
I think bubbles come out of your mouth, burbles come out of your ass. That's it. That's what it was. He's farting.
and a volcano comes out of the water
Yep.
or something.
Yes.
And they're all like, "Oh, beware, sea monster!" Yeah, that was terrible, but it's
No,
fine.
it was not terrible. Don't you dare. Keep up on it, man.
And then we get to see a
You've
little,
got to fucking believe in yourself if you're going to believe in something.
and we see a little model ship in a bathtub getting tossed around.
Very Pee-wee's,
Oh, I
Pee-wee's
love
Big
it.
Adventure. When he's in the fucking...
It's a very detailed model ship, though.
It is.
Yes, it is.
It's got the rust on it and everything. It looks better than a lot of the blue screen they're doing in this.
I mean, it looks good, dude. Better than shit we've seen before with model work.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, this isn't it's like an actual Hot Wheels car. It's like someone built a model ship.
And also just, you know, at this point in the movie, which is right now, like right away, you got to remember it's 61.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not going to look amazing, but it looks amazing for the time.
And this is a very upgraded. This is a 4K release from Vinegar Syndrome. So like any flaws that we're seeing, I mean, some of these are pretty obvious and would have been seen anyway, but
Yeah.
some of them are probably just due to that.
Yeah.
So
Everyone has like a blue aura around them, like they're all force ghosts.
Yeah, when it's
Yeah.
the blue screen.
yeah, because none of it was shot like at sea. It was like
Is it not the
it
Gorgos
was
you're
in
looking
a
for?
bathtub.
Yes, it is a
It
bathtub.
was a tub on set.
And so the ship gets thrown around a bit, so they pull into port on Nara Island.
Nara.
Not
Nowhere
an
to be
island,
found.
which is not a real island. I found on the internet.
Tell that to me fucking pa. That's where he's barring.
I'm from Nara.
He's barring in Nara.
Actually, there's a really fun little short film included on the Blu-ray that came with this.
Is it fun?
It is really fun. It was
Okay.
made like somewhat recently. I mean, it's in the it's in the
Oh.
teens,
So far, it is fun.
and it's called "Waiting for Gorgo."
Instead of waiting for
Is it
Guffman.
Sean?
Yeah, or waiting for, or is it? What's the other movie? Waiting for. I don't
Sorry,
know.
I only know Christopher, not Christopher Lee. What is it? Christopher Guest parodies.
But Waiting for Godot. But it's this lady who works for the British government, and she's trying to like trim some fat in the budget, and she finds this department of like it's the department or the Ministry of Oversized Monsters or Oversized Animals and something, I can't remember. And she goes in, it's just these two old guys who've been sitting in this office for 60 years. And their job is to monitor and stop oversized monsters from coming to England and destroying things. And they're telling her about Gorgo, and she's like, that never happened. Like, yeah, in the 60s, it smashed all this shit and did all this stuff. And the whole thing, though, is just they're insisting it happened. She's insisting it didn't. And then she goes, wait a second. I have a friend who likes monster movies. She has that movie. And then they're like, oh, yeah, they made that movie to make people think it never happened. So they thought they were remembering the movie.
That is fair.
And I don't know, it's very funny.
Their acronym is either MOM or MOOM.
I don't remember why that came up. I said something and it reminded me of it, but it's very funny.
Something fun.
And then she ends up convincing them that it didn't really happen. And at the very end, the last beat of it is this guy going, oh, okay, yeah. Then what's this tooth belong to? And he pulls out this giant tooth and it just cuts to black.
That is fun.
So they're heading back to the port, or they're heading into port, and they see this weird, like, mutant monster fish made out of foam rubber, and the guy just reaches in and picks it up.
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
I'm not
it could be
touching
poisoned,
it.
could be radioactive, it could be alive. I don't know. I'm not going to find out.
Is it the thing, like was it the tongue sticking out?
I
Yeah, it
think
had like a
so.
sucker tongue.
So what? So okay, we're gonna do work that this movie doesn't do. This is like this volcano is awakening ancient shit, right?
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
bottom
so-
of the ocean.
Because they do say some point, like, they think maybe it was released from an underwater cavern.
Cavity.
Yeah. And so these things were in there also. So this must be what the Gorgos were eating. Spoiler alert, there's two.
Makes sense. Yeah. Oh, great. Now this
Way to
movie's-
fucking ruin it.
Now this movie's gonna be ruined.
And I do like when they get to shore, they're asking this guy, like, hey, how do we find the harbor master? And he just,
Kaijubilation.
yeah, he
Not-
just
not
shit
far
talks
off.
them in Gaelic.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he says, over there, you fuck, but
Well, I like one guy's like doesn't sound like welcome in any language.
And then they just glare at him as they walk away.
Imagine a German guy trying to give you advice, like, whoa, 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 don't be so mean, dude.
and he's actually
Calm
just saying, oh,
down.
no, it's around the corner to the left.
Nach guten Essen.
Turn left.
That means after a good meal.
Oh, yeah. It's on that sign over there for
Yep.
Lindenberg.
But like, what a harsh language.
But yeah, every time they try to communicate with these like sailors or dock workers or whatever, they're just talking shit to them in Gaelic, and they refuse to speak English. And the one of the dudes does tell them they can speak English perfectly fine.
Just as good as you and I can.
Yeah.
These are NPCs.
yeah,
And that's why they're like, well, we're not going to speak your language. You
just
you
speak-
didn't have subtitles on, dude. That's
they just
your
speak
fault.
Sim.
It's like Charlie Brown's parents.
Womp, 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 womp.
So they're looking for the harbor master, and they find
Sean,
surprise an Irish orphan.
is your father home? Don't have a dad. Like he just, or he said, my dad's dead.
No, he says, don't have one.
Don't have one.
Is the harbor master here? Found the right place.
Ooh, nice. I like that.
And
He's
this
a city
little,
boy, though.
this little kid, I guess, was popular as a kid actor. He was in a movie called Little Kidnappers. That was apparently a big
How
thing.
adorable.
Apparently, it was very popular, and that was his kind of breakout role. But
All right, look, we're looking for a little ransom. We done a little kidnapping, and we don't want to do a little time.
But he did go on to be more behind the camera. He was an assistant director on Superman,
With-
Dark Crystal,
Christopher Reeves.
Christopher
I was going to say
Reeves.
Reeves.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing, yeah.
Christopher Reeve, and then the Dark Crystal, and then he was a production manager on Superman 2 and 3, and in the Temple of Doom and Color Purple. So he went on to work on
Yeah.
good movies
And
or
he's-
movies.
You said Dark Crystal. One of these British scientists, one of the Irish ones, because they're both Irish,
From Dublin.
from Dublin, he was the narrator for Dark Crystal. So I don't know. Maybe he just.
Oh, so you found that for sure?
Yes.
Okay, I thought you were just saying, I don't know, maybe he was the narrator for Dark Crystal.
No, I'd seen I'd seen that on his credits. I saw it on his credits and thought I haven't seen Dark Crystal in a long time, but I did love it. So
You
maybe
think,
that's how I
Did
know
you?
it. Yeah, I'd love Dark Crystal.
I was Labyrinth over Dark Crystal.
Oh, I'm very much like I can like Star Wars and Star Trek. I don't
I-
mind liking two fandoms.
I-
I like DC and Marvel.
Okay. I didn't hate it. I just chose the other over.
Yeah.
She liked the balls.
When it comes to products and fandoms, I'm always a little bi-curious.
There's more songs in Labyrinth that I could sing.
Plus, there's dance magic, so.
Plus, there's David Bowie's crotch,
I mean,
right at little people height level.
if you know me.
I do.
No, plus there's that screaming baby through the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, that's dope.
Toby only screamed for like 30 seconds. It's fine.
Felt like
Seemed
a
like
minute.
the whole movie. Kind of like when we babysat our friend's child, and I was like, that baby's been crying for 8.5 hours.
It was 5 minutes.
Not in Derek time.
Look, I was trying to sleep, man. But yeah, I don't have a father. So he invites them in. He's like,
Come on in.
Hey, come on in. It's the harbor master's house. I'll show you around his secret base. And they're looking around this room full of artifacts, these big wicked
You want to
swords.
see his treasure room? Oh, that was definitely Scottish.
And he talks about like there was a big battle in the bay there, and us Irish drove those Vikings out. Fuck those guys.
Fucking Vikings
Yes.
trying to take us over.
I mean, they didn't drive them out that much. There's all that red hair.
I mean, yeah, like you won this battle, but they won the war.
Yes, they did.
I am evidence.
You are.
and that's when we see the ship bow. It's Ogra, the
Ogra.
spirit of the sea, which I guess is supposed to be this guy, Gorgo.
That's what Sean would have you believe.
Yeah, Sean's the only smart person in this movie, by the way.
Yeah.
So, the 2001 guy smartens up
But the other guy doesn't listen.
at all. He plays punchy wheelie. It's a little game you play with your friend. One person tries to turn wheel, the other guy punches him.
We meet the harbor master, McCartan.
But he doesn't have like this Gaelic thickness.
No, he's a city boy.
He's a city boy, so he's almost British at this,
Yeah.
like, in his dialect.
I don't know who this guy is, but he's got the craziest blue eyes.
Uh-huh.
And one of them literally has a crazy eye. That's why it's like one really big open eye that's like really blue, and the other one's like squinty.
I saw the beast that day. Something was in me good eye. Had a splinter in the other one. But I saw it clear as day.
And he basically tells them like, "Hey, we'll give you some fresh water, but you guys got to fuck off. No ships can stay here for 24 hours."
Yeah, unless you have a permit, and I'm not giving out permits. The kid when he does tell him, he's like, "That's a heathen lie." A heathen lie? Yeah. That's awesome.
as opposed to a Christian lie.
Yeah. Well, Christian lies are okay. It's for the betterment of humanity, right? I told him there was a God.
I told him this money was for God.
I told him if they give me gold, they go to heaven. I told him there was a heaven.
Let's go buy some children.
Oh, you made it real dark.
Epstein's
Island.
I didn't do it.
Yeah. As you know what? Yeah, you didn't make it dark. They did.
But they realize when they're out trying to get back to their ship that there's gold in them their waters.
Oh yeah, isn't it? They find
They're
one
always
of
after me gold.
the guy comes up like
There's
from
all
the
these
waters.
There's all
Yeah.
these boats looking for divers.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
two divers who disappeared, and they find one and I was gonna say rescue him, but they don't.
Dude, when they pull him on board, they, I guess, check his pulse. And I'm just going to keep calling him 2001 because that's where I'm at in life. He just like wipes his hand across his face almost out of disdain. He's like, he's dead. Did you just slow wet slap him? Did you slide slap a dead man?
He slides out and closes his eyes, and the guy's like, "No, my eyes aren't close them."
I'm not dead yet.
It's akin to fucking John Travolta in Face Off doing like the face waterfall bullshit, but on the side of your face. Don't touch me like that, John.
It's kind of how Obi-Wan was checking on Natalie Portman's pulse in that episode 3 that we just watched. Just touch her face.
I palmed her face and I didn't feel anything.
She wasn't breathing.
She was sad.
But that's when they realize there's gold in the water, and the Bill Travers, Joe Ryan, a dumb name,
Yeah.
Joe Ryan and Sam Slade, like a comic book writer wrote
I like
this.
Sam Slade, but he should be up to some like no good nefarious stuff.
Yes.
But Joe Ryan, basically, he's like, "Hey, bud, we're gonna get the gold out of this water. That's why he wants us gone."
And it is gold coins, like from a sunken ship.
We will be doing bad Jesse Venturas for that character for the rest of this recording, just so you know.
I'm gonna try to do Jesse Ventura as Steven Seagal at some point.
Oh, you just gotta whisper, bud. That's all you gotta do. Squint your eyes and whisper.
Hey,
That's
bud,
how
I'm
you
Steven
channel
Seagal.
him.
I'll fuck you up, bud.
Squint them a little more and get more
If you
raspy.
choke me out, I shit myself, bud.
Hey, bud.
Nobody can see us squinting our eyes, but it's 100% how you have to get into that character.
How you get the sound with the
Yeah, it
squinty
is.
eyes.
Can't make a Steven Seagal sound without squinting.
So our boys go looking for gold, and instead they see Gorgo swimming around underwater.
Minding his own fucking business, by
Yeah.
the way.
Oh yeah,
Just doing nothing.
He's swimming.
just being Gorgo.
Just keep swimming.
I mean, he is looking for her. Somebody.
I don't think he's looking for her. I think he's just enjoying the fish.
I'm gonna go with Derek on this. Maybe there's a separation thing.
These fish don't taste like prehistoric mutants. I love them. So they go back to talk to McCartan, and that's when Gorgo comes up and
Oh, I do like when they get back right after like getting pulled up from seeing Gorgo. He's like, "What did you see?" He's like, "I don't know, but I don't ever want to see it again."
oh, and it's funny actually. At this point, their breathing masks have blue
yeah.
caps on them. So because they're using like early blue screen keying technology, one of the guys is putting on his mask, and you can just see the lighthouse through his head.
It's just, yeah, because it's picking up on it. It's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Right behind him, but it's
And like you had said earlier, some of this stuff not on 4K you wouldn't see. This you would.
Yeah, I mean, this is why it used to be that you never saw a weatherman wearing blue. Mm-hmm. Just don't have
And
anything
when you
blue.
did, it was funny.
Yeah. Now it's
He's
all
just
green
a floating
screen.
fucking head.
now they don't wear green.
Well, now it's green screen, and they have that really bright green. And now you got computers and stuff. It's a lot easier. But nothing is the same green as that green screen. But the blue they used was the blue of everything. It's just blue.
Blue of the fucking sky.
Blue like my eyes. Not mine. The Irishman.
Mine.
There you go. Oh, I do want to mention too, real quick. They're talking to McCartan, and he like gets mad, stands up, tells them they need to leave, and then just sits back down.
Oh my God! No, don't forget the chin rub.
I mean, also, yes, a vigorous chin rub. It's like, were you posturing? Because no one's threatened by you. Maybe that little fucking orphan boy. Maybe Sean.
Oh, it didn't.
Oh,
work
did you see him
on
fucking
you.
stand up and sit back down? You're all fucked now. Oh, fuck. Did he rub his chin? Oh, you're done for.
He's getting the paddle.
He's getting. You're in for a whooping, you know. He stood up, sat back down. Never a good sign. It's a heathen fucking lie.
But Gorgo comes up out of the water, and they immediately start. There's still some guys in boats, and they start throwing shit at him, spears.
Yeah, one lands
Very
in
poorly.
his eye.
And call back to our Christmas episode of Santa Jaws. It's like you watch them throw it in a good spear fashion, but it like floats sideways, so limp wristed.
Yeah,
and
so
terrible.
many of these spears are just slapping him in the side of the like sideways in the face.
Because
There
it's toothpicks at that point.
There is one though that's stuck in the eye. And
Yeah,
I don't know if they meant to do that or if it like actually got like lodged in like the eye.
that was the
mechanism.
first kid, the first harpoon that got thrown.
But do you think they like that was on purpose? They left it
Probably.
in
like for the production.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess to piss him off, right? Because he comes out of the water with it in his eye, and that's the only one that's stuck, right?
Yeah.
'Cause all the rest
All
of
right,
them are
I'll
just
take
flopping
that.
around. But so
I'll allow it.
the people are at fault here because they
Yeah.
immediately attack him. Oh, well, he's a sea monster.
Yeah.
Better attack him.
Actually, we don't like to use the monster word where I'm from. We
not
find
the
it
preferred
kind of
nomenclature.
It's not the preferred nomenclature, dude. Please, prehistoric
Oversized animal.
Oversized animal. Gorgo, if you will.
But he smashes the fuck out of that ship.
Ogre. Ogre.
Ogre.
Yeah, he's not Gorgo yet. That's the British, renaming things for their
Look
own.
under your lifeboats.
We're on the
not
Oprah
not
Winfrey
Oprah,
show.
Sorry, the Oprah Winfrey.
But yeah, so it's their fault because they attack him. So he gets up on shore, and it's our two heroes who have the brilliant idea: throw flaming sticks at him.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then everybody starts hucking sticks. One of them lands in this thing's mouth, and I don't think that was on purpose.
That's why I asked the question earlier because this is not production.
No, because you don't want to burn that foam rubber suit.
This 100% just got lodged in the suit, and they're like, "Fucking just roll until it catches." I guess.
That dude inside has cancer because that suit caught on fire.
Emphysema, at least. But he was in the Casino Royale with Daniel Craig. I don't get it. He's gonna live forever.
So they throw torches at him until he goes back into the water. But it goes for so
Like
long.
a wet
It-
Frankenstein.
It really does go for
Wet
so
Frankenstein.
They love this shot or this scene, so they're just milking it.
Yeah.
Throw more sticks. I was watching the fire. I was like, you guys are out of flaming sticks unless you start
Yep.
grabbing coal.
I was starting to think, because they threw so many fucking torches, I was like, this island is almost out of wood.
Well, fuck.
All we've got left is peat. That's fine. You can make whiskey.
Get some Viagra. We're out of wood.
All the dock workers are demanding their pay. They're like, give us our pay, and we're going to leave with these dudes when they leave because we're fucking out. This is dumb. And I love McCartan's like, you'll be getting your pay, but there'll be no passage on any ship. He said, I guess you'll be getting your pay.
Guess you'll be getting your
I
pay.
guess I'll pay you.
If you're going to unionize.
But like all these guys are yelling at him, and then
They're
our
pissed.
two main characters come walking up, And he's like, well, I'll talk to you two, but only inside.
Yeah. I
And
don't talk to
everyone
peasants.
disperses like NPCs. You
"All
went
right."
from like, give me my money and I'm leaving your island to, well, I guess I'll just, keep doing these chores that I do every day for you.
Yeah, because when they come back out of the house, everybody's just back doing the same stuff, lugging buckets and doing whatever.
God knows what Irish sailor work is.
Bucket lugging.
Oh, I thought that was Kenny Loggins' like grandfather's name. Oh, Bucket Loggins.
He was just a moonshiner.
All right. Ain't nobody worry about me. Bucket. I am in the mood for like a really juicy IPA, and I don't see any in the fridge.
Yeah, I think I'm all out, but I do know a place we can go get some more.
Let's go to the Arizona Beer House.
Arizona Beer House. They have 34 taps. There's like almost 800 cans and bottles that you can drink in-house or take to go. And it's conveniently located at Broadway and Kolb, 150 South Kolb in Tucson, Arizona.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd tap that.
Let's head down to Arizona Beer House right now.
Let's go. I'll drive.
First pint's on me, guys.
All right.
Sharks of the Corn? Virus shark? Cocaine shark? Sharktopus? Yeah, those are all real movies. Join me, Steve Coates, as each week I take a comedic look at the bizarre world of sharksploitation cinema on Bucket of Chum, the Shark Movie Podcast.
Listen to your buddies from Bad Movies, Worst People talking with Steve about Shark Exorcists on his podcast Bucket of Chum in early May. Our heroes, quotes, decide, we could probably make a lot of money if we capture this thing.
Yep.
Well, it actually progresses a little bit. First, it's like, we'll kill it for you.
Yeah,
We're
you
going to
pay
take
us.
this gold
We'll
as a
take
down
this-
payment, this priceless chalice.
Yes,
If you
thank
drink
you.
from it, you live forever. You have chosen wisely. But yeah, so that's initially, it's like, we're going to kill it. So now we get our guy, I'm going to go on a diving bell and see if I can see what's up down there. He gets in this fucking like claustrophobic nightmare.
Yeah, it's called. It's basically. It was right. It was like a diver's
It's a
bell.
modern diving bell.
It's
You have
called
the
a
name.
bathysphere.
A
Yeah.
bathysphere, which I summon you, bathysphere.
Exactly.
It's a fucking Pokemon. Yeah, so Jesse the Body gets in there, and
But the little Irish kid tells him right off the bat, he's like, this is a terrible thing you're doing, Mr. Ryan.
trying to save you from
his-
No, leave Okra alone.
And his whole response is just, call me Joe. Like, I'm not acknowledging your concerns.
He says it. He's like, call me Joe. He's like, all right, Joe, you're doing the wrong thing. He's like, all right, Sean, and just walked away.
Yep.
I'll only respond to Joe. All right, Joe. Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck off. Yeah, no, claustrophobic nightmare in this little bell. I mean, it's not like the tightest of spaces, but it's an escape pod.
Yeah, it's this iron.
Death trap.
Yeah, it's just a heavy weight that you put down in the water, and you got to hope this fucking pulley's going to get you back up.
Which it doesn't really.
No.
So it's struggling, like the monster comes and they're trying to pull him up.
He
It's
just
actually
wanted
kind of
a hug.
It's kind of a shitty scene in the sense that it's just really Jesse the Body yelling like "pull me up" over and over. Like, are you reading me? Are you reading me up there? I want
Get me out of this water, bud. If you
Pull
can't
it
do
up,
it,
pull it up.
call my
said
friend
fast.
Arnie. He'll get me out of the water.
You got to use those biceps like my friend Arnie. He'd have me up all right. Him and Bill Duke.
They would have done it already, bud.
Hey, there's a monster down here. And I don't mean like I was a monster on Predator. I'm a sexual fucking Tyrannosaurus.
Wow.
That's the line he says.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's watch Predator. We'll be back.
I just watched it and I'll do it again. I give no fucks about watching that movie again.
It's great.
Yep.
The second one has Gary Busey. It's not as good, but it has Gary Busey.
I like the second one more than most human beings do. I
but
really
not more
do.
than the first one.
Almost as much.
I can
dude,
give it that.
You've got a Jamaican dude that's got a fucking cane sword. You've got Danny Glover. You've got fucking Ruben Blades. You've got Bill Paxton. I mean, to name a few.
Yeah.
And I like it.
So these scientists show up, Professor Flaherty and Professor something else.
Professor Flotsam, Professor Jotsam. Flotsam and
It's
Jotsam,
just
we are.
flirty.
Flaherty? That's right. You don't pronounce anything in
No.
Irish. Just ours.
It's a hard R.
And they tell him, take this thing to the University of Dublin. You will be compensated. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is where it escalates. Sorry, just before this, because now you've got Jesse the Body's going to kill this thing, And 2001 comes up, and he's like, "You ever think about how much this would be if it was alive?"
Oh yeah, they
And
caught
that's
it.
when
They
he's like,
decided to catch it in nets.
All of a sudden, dollar signs are rolling in this guy's fucking eyes like a fucking slot machine.
Yeah, he's like, I saw King Kong. That'll work out great.
This is gonna be fine.
And then they get a telegram from London. We're gonna pay you 30 grand.
Plus 15% of the take.
50,
Yes.
I think, right?
Oh,
5-0.
maybe.
I think it was
Oh.
5-0, which
Okay.
like holy shit.
That's yeah.
And it's from Dorkin's
Let's-
Circus.
Let's go
If
to
there's
London.
ever anyone who's gonna fuck up,
It's a Dorcas.
it's a Dorkins. It's a Dorkins. Like you already want to yell it. You can't take it seriously.
No.
You know who has the cure? Who? Dr. Dorkins. I'm not buying that cure. I think I'd rather die.
So they have it on the ship in nets, and they're like, fuck this, we're taking it to London. And while they're traveling, Sean has stowed away on the ship.
Like a little fucking rat.
Yeah, fucking stowaways, man. And he decides to try to release Gorgo by doing nothing.
No, he's like unwrenching it. Or
Yeah.
So
something?
no, he's got like a spike and he puts it in the net and he's twisting it. I'm thinking to like to hope break it.
Oh,
Yeah,
But
that
did
doesn't
you
work on-
notice,
that
though-
doesn't work on ropes that are 4.5 feet wide.
Well, I think we find out it's metal
yeah.
because they use
okay.
bolt cutters to open it. But anyway, did you happen to notice, or am I making this up, that like Gorgo was like pushing the kid away with its paw?
Yeah.
Like, no, you save yourself, kid. These are bad Americans. Get out of here, bud.
Or maybe he was just trying to help him break it open. I don't know.
That could be too, but to me it looked like because like the kid kind of falls from getting hit by
Yeah.
it, so it's like, no, God, you gonna can't see
Get
we
on,
don't want you
get.
here. Come on, guy. But I want you now, Moss, eh?
And they're told to dump buckets of water on this thing to keep it alive or something. So they're doing that,
You
and
gotta
the water
keep it
that's
wet.
the water that's falling off
It's
gross.
sulfuric.
Gotta
Is-
keep it. Dude, I didn't say moist.
I love
So
moist.
so what's worse, saying the word moist normal or saying wet?
Wet.
All right.
I like both.
But the water's falling
course you
in.
do.
The water coming off him is hitting the ocean water, and it's bubbling up, which will come back later.
No, it won't.
I don't think
No?
so.
Okay.
I think it's just bubbly. Somebody put bubble bath in the bathtub
Chekhov's
where they were
bubble
filming. Oh man, I think I saw that OnlyFans.
Barry's bubble bath, eh?
O'Brien's bubble bath.
But when they're arriving to England, it's so fucking good. Like they're pulling up, and there's supposed to be a circus right there on like the harbor, and it's literally just a cardboard cutout of a circus tent with cardboard cutouts of people standing around.
cut to people standing around a TV in like a what do you call it, a storefront,
Yeah.
and we see a broadcast. Then we cut to them watching a doll at a desk. Like it is fantastic.
Not even a moving doll. It's just a picture of a doll at a desk.
Creepy little like hand carved wooden doll.
There is like I would say 5 or 6 authentic, not meant to be laughs.
Yeah.
Yes.
And again, especially the doll is definitely an HD thing.
Oh, we rewound that.
But the circus, I mean, even in 1961, watching this on a big screen, you would be like, well, those aren't people.
Yeah, that's a cardboard cutout, clearly.
I do love the news broadcaster who's talking over this whole thing mentions like, you know, they're pulling it through the city. Don't worry, folks, it's been tranquilized. And if I get any closer to this thing, I'll need some tranquilizer myself.
Yeah.
Hey, he's honest, man. The guy likes a good trank. At one point, he questions the validity. He's like, these guys found a monster. If it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, even when they're pulling it through the streets, he's like, people still think it's a prank.
Could
I'm
be a
like,
hoax.
It's right there.
Look at it.
Look at that big rubber monster. It can't
Smell
be
it.
fake.
Smells like rubber death.
So they're delivering Gorgo to Battersea Park, which sounds like it's closer to the water, and at the end of the movie seems like it's closer to the water than it seems to be later.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, spoiler alert, Mama Gorgo comes to save this thing and goes through the heart of the city.
We can't trust her path, though. She is taking the path of most resistance.
Yeah, that's true. She does seem dumb. Big dumb animal.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? When your baby is hurting, the whole town's
Yep.
getting a squirting.
She just wants her baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back.
Gorgo's baby back ribs.
But they're trying to cut him loose to put him in the enclosure, and he's still drugged. But some fucking jackass photographer comes up and takes a flash photo.
Did you write down what he said? Because he has a great line. He's like, well, that's a dead dumb thing to do. Something like that.
I didn't
Like,
write it down, but yeah, it's something like
that's a
yeah,
devil of a dumb thing to do.
Yeah.
He's got some just beautiful 50s line. I know it's 60s, but it's just, we don't talk like that
And they
anymore.
are actually, these guys are not like over exaggerating how these people are talking.
No, it's very much that, like, I mean, it's the British version of what we're used to hearing in
What's
old
doing,
American
eh?
movies.
Yeah.
Like, we can do the American version. I can't do that voice and a British.
No, I'm
I
struggling
mean,
to do.
Sam Slade, the guy who says that line, is the American. But
Yeah.
like the news broadcaster, he's doing the whole, like, you know, it's been tranquilized thing, but like,
It's landing right about here.
but like with a British accent. It's landing right about here, mate.
I said good eye. I know that's Australian. I just wanted. We've been all over the map. We have almost every continent that is
We're getting
white.
to most of the British colonies, all right?
We were only doing white voices, guys.
But yeah, they cut him loose and it pisses, and he gets flashed and it pisses him off.
Oh, that pissed him off, all right. I'm gonna shove my thumb up his bum hole.
And he starts smashing shit and like hits some truck. Like, so first of all, he hits a truck and like flips it over, and he tail whips an elephant, which is definitely a big fake elephant, but it's supposed to be a real one. 'Cause it's a circus.
It's a circus.
I missed it.
Yeah, he tail whips
I
the
wonder
shit out of
why.
an elephant. She was falling asleep during this
Mr.
exciting
Sandman,
film.
bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Got her.
But there is just shots of trucks exploding that are not being hit. It's just a truck sitting there and just explodes. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, I like explosions, but like,
Yeah.
I might have
Give
been
me a
refilling
tail?
my water at this point.
maybe.
Sure. In your dreams.
By refilling her water, she means drinking real fast. Drinking a beer. But yeah, he tail whips an elephant, so they pull out the flamethrowers and use the flamethrowers to kind of lead him
It
into
actually
his
works.
cage. Yeah.
I was shocked. I was ready because at this point we don't know about Mama Gorgo.
No.
This is the big bad of the movie. Well, bad's not the right term, but this is the big of the movie. I'm like, there's no way these flamethrowers are gonna work, dude. It's gonna chew you up. Oh, nope, there it is. It's caged.
Yeah, and this guy is supposed to be 65 feet tall.
And this is when the two British scientists are telling us that this is, we think, adolescent, and it could get up to 200 feet
This
tall.
is a babby.
It's a bab.
They said it's a mere,
It's a wee bab.
barely in its infancy.
And I do love
Maybe. Oh,
Jesse the body doesn't want to hear your science, dude. I'm not going to do that because of some calculations on a notebook, you nerd.
I don't trust a fucking scientist, bud.
Now get over here. I'm going to put your head in this toilet and flush. We'll call it a swirly.
I have
I
a
just
question.
made that up.
I have a question.
Answer.
Do you think the volcano made like the baby hatched like from an egg from the volcano?
That could be.
Maybe.
And that's why all of this fucking
I
started
just think
happening, and
this
it's
is-
looking for mom, and mom's looking for baby.
I think this is Hollow Earth, right? Hollow Earth theory.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
ties right into the monster verse.
And the
Yeah.
volcano that came up shot little baby out, and the mom was like, "Oh my God, where's my bab?"
Yeah.
and had to come, stomp on
So-
London to find it.
That makes sense now.
Near,
Okay.
far, wherever you are.
I mean, he's killed a couple people at this point because he ate a boat earlier, but like,
Well, he was hungry,
a
Derek.
small boat. But he tail whips the shit out of a dude.
Yes.
Mike.
Yeah,
They say his name like 4 times in like in 2 scenes from now.
yeah. Because
What about Mike? Mike's got a family. Mike's
this is
dead.
when 2001 started to have a conscience. He's a conscience, and the other guy's like, it's a tough break. See, there's gonna be more tough breaks when we get through this. Stick with me, kids. You'll be rich,
Do you
rich and
love-
heartless.
They have the circus set up, and they're trying to get people to, people are like, driving in to see the show. Like, it's packed. The guy is out there calling people. He's saying and stuff. The guy who runs Mr. Dorcas himself, or whatever his name was.
Yeah, Dorkins.
Dorkins. Sorry. He's Porkins' uncle.
Well, when his family, immigrated to Alderaan, they wanted to change it so they could have non-human ties.
But he tells at one point he's saying all these different things, even though he doesn't need to say anything to get these people in.
We got white
But-
pussy. We got it's like Cheech and fucking Cheech from goddamn Dusk Till Dawn.
But he says to one person, he's like, "What's that, madam? Looks like your husband. Come in, find out."
I love when he's being interviewed, and there's all these reporters asking him a question, and then you had pointed out the fact there was one female that had one line.
Turns out we had 2. 'Cause,
Okay.
like, we went back and rewatched it, but they're still both one line.
So there's 2 lines of dialogue in this movie from females.
That's it.
They each get one.
Everybody
That's
gets
it.
one.
Everybody gets one. All the
But
females.
yeah, one lady who's supposed to be like the
much
beautiful
Oh, yeah.
reporter, she asks,
Is it true that Ireland is going to sue
Oh, yeah,
for
that's right.
ownership? And he's like, well, they are going to do that. And we don't know how quick it's going to be. So get down now. See what you can. Get down to Battersea Park.
but then like this like frumpy librarian looking lady asks him like, "How much do you expect to make from this?" He's like, "I'll answer you later."
Shut up, I'll go. He doesn't say that, but he answered this, the pretty one. finger quote. He answered the pretty one like perfectly, and then this girl who is like, I don't know, not ugly, but just not as Hollywood up.
I didn't take it that way. I took it like, I'm not going to tell you what I plan on making.
Well, that's why I took it the
that's
first
probably
time
how
we
it is
watched
too,
it. But
but-
when we went back to rewatch the fact that it was the only female speaking line,
Yeah.
that's when we realized, like, oh, well, the first one is she's like the glamorous looking one. She's blonde. She has the headscarf and the sunglasses. She looks like a celebrity. The other one looks like someone's librarian.
Shut up and go buy another cat.
I look like a librarian with my hair up and my glasses on.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I like this look.
Yeah.
Like, I know chicks that dress like this now, and I love it. But
Shut
back
your
then,
face, Uggo.
you single-looking Uggo. Bet you don't even have any kids, do you?
Listen here, you old spinster. I know you're 30.
I know
29
you're
and
25.
unmarried.
I know you're 25, never married, never had children. You're
I
gonna
guess that's
die
better.
soon.
You're old and washed up now. 25. No one's
Nobody
gonna want
wants
you.
you. Get out of here.
But it's so human, this next part of like, they're all watching this thing, and it's not even like they have an act or something. It's not like you're going to watch, Shamu. I almost said Willie, but that's fake.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to watch Shamu and there's like an act. It's just this tortured creature in a cage screaming for
It's
help.
not.
Well,
it's like
so it is kind of the same then. I'm always rooting for those fucking killer whales to eat the trainers. I'm like, fuck yeah.
So it's like an emptied pool that they put some sand and left like a little puddle of water for.
A Cessna pool.
A Cessna pool, if you will.
Call back to an early episode. We
Much earlier.
yeah, very early.
Very early on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just really sad. All these people are just laughing and pointing, and they're like, look at that stupid creature.
Have fun looking at all the different things people are eating. And I mean that. Like, it is wild. There are just, popcorn and
Peanuts?
peanuts, cotton candy. Someone's eating a banana. There's a caramel apple. I believe someone's eating a brontosaurus rack of ribs like Flintstones.
There's some kind of like lollipop on a stick, but it's
It's a
sideways
caramel.
hockey puck.
Oh, no, it's a square and it's a caramel.
Oh, okay. I don't know. It's fucking stupid.
It's a hard caramel on a stick. It used to be one of my. Okay, you can get them at
Did you
See's
get that in the nipple of
Candies.
Iowa?
You can get them. You could get them at See's.
Oh, okay. I kind of know what you mean. I was when he described it, I thought bigger.
No, it's like
It was
it's
like
about
a-
an inch.
Okay.
Either way,
Caramel on a stick, huh? I am that white where I say caramel, not caramel.
It depends on how I'm using it.
I'm just
if it's
that
on a
white.
stick, it's caramel. If it's drizzled over something, it's caramel.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Well, I
I've never
could
had a
care
caramel.
less.
I've never had a caramel apple, but I've had a caramel apple.
I've definitely had caramel apples.
But then later on, it's nighttime, and because Sean's been there the whole time, and Sean's just watching this thing splash around in its own refuse or whatever in the corner, and it's just sadly like kicking water, and he's just sitting there staring at it. I'm just like, this is so sad, dude.
Yeah, it should be.
And then, shocker,
Literally.
Mama's coming.
No, literally shocker
Oh, yeah.
because it tries to get out, and we find out there's an electrified fence around this thing.
It's
much
testing.
like the Velociraptor.
Testing it for weakness, clever Gorgo.
So now we're at like it shifts to we're in the Navy again.
Well, we go back to Nara Island first, as you were about to say, Mama Gorgo.
Oh yeah,
Because Mama Gorgo
Gorgo. Oh, yeah.
shows up on Nara Island, and she just comes up looking for her baby, and that McCartan or whatever his name
Is
is,
it by himself?
just sitting in the thing, and he's like,
Well, somebody
"What's-"
took his orphan.
Well, all the
He's
people
like-
left,
and all the
also.
people left.
He
He's the
can't
only
have
one
friends.
left.
He has to buy them.
He's a lone man on this island, and fucking Mama Gorgo steps up
I'm
on this
alone or
island,
Donnie? A rabble?
and she just stomps the house he's in, and then gets back in the ocean. She's
Yep.
like, "Fuck you."
I'm out. I smell what you did to my kid.
Yeah, she hilariously crushes this dude because he's looking through the window like, "What's that?"
Kurt Splat. His blood was burbling right out of his body.
And now we're in the admiral's office or whatever, and like, well, have you talked to Nara? Or
Yeah.
do you-
Oh yeah. The scientists tell him like, just remember, this thing came from Nara. And dude comes in, he's like, there's no contact with an island called Nara. Like, where have I heard that name before? Just seconds ago, it was me. No, shut up. Somebody was telling me about this island.
Couldn't have been you. You're an Irishman.
I'm trying to say important things, all right? Now, what were you saying about that island soldier?
So now they start tracking her.
Then we cut to the stock footage of the military for the next
The
half
scientist
hour.
does say that now the bubbling water comes back. Like, oh, no, it's not even here yet.
No, first we just get
We'll get
the
to
footage
there
of like
then.
the aircraft carriers and stuff. And I guess Lauria, the director, so he had made, like I said, Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
Yeah.
And his daughter saw it, and she apparently got really mad at him. Like after the premiere, they were riding home, and she told him that he was a mean dad. And he's like, "What? Why?" And she's like, because you killed that poor monster. Like, he didn't have to die. Spoiler alert for the end of Beast of from 20,000 Fathoms. So when he made this movie, he's like, I'm going to do something different.
Okay.
So, but he didn't want it to have the military at all. He didn't want all this military stuff.
So he didn't film any.
No, because his logic, originally, his story was no weapons, no matter how big, can kill a monster.
Correct.
As we see in every monster
Point
movie.
proven in this for sure.
Yeah. Or as we've talked about this whole month.
Yeah.
People just launching missiles at these Godzillas and stuff. And
I mean, you do have to try, I think.
Yeah.
But once you launch a certain amount of ordnance, you're like, well,
Once a plane has dropped all their bombs on you, your M16 isn't going to do shit.
dude, these boats of war, they're destroyer class boats. Like, they're launching high ordnance. I mean, we're talking
Beautiful,
about
though.
huge fucking like 20 pounders and shit. And it's not scratching it. So then later, when you have M16s aren't even available yet, they're firing M1 Grands.
There you
like,
go. Whatever that is.
It's the rifle from World War II that
Okay.
when it's empty, it goes pa-ting. Like, you see it in every movie. It's
Like
just
your
a
snow
rifle.
rockets?
Yeah. Ping. Spitball Barons.
I guess it came down to the King brothers who produced this and are apparently notorious pieces of shit.
So I've heard from you.
They were like, but we want guns. And since we're producing this, we get
So
guns.
is that the reshoots? Is that why all the military is stock footage because they're not
Probably.
actually there?
Well, that probably, and also like there's no way they were affording. I mean, even miniatures cost money, right? So like models of warships and stuff, it's just cheaper to go get some footage. I mean, we saw a mixture. We saw
Yeah, we did.
Royal Navy footage, but we also definitely saw United
American.
States Air Force or United
there's
States Navy.
And
yeah, there
100%.
are some American insignias on a lot of these jets.
It was definitely a recruiting video.
Oh, dude, it is definitely like a Navy recruiting video. They just dub over. Like, the guy's moving his mouth to say something like, it's quite an adventure being on a boat. And it's like, we have them at 20 feet. Does not match up.
And there's a whole Top Gun Highway to the Danger Zone montage of like these ships taking off from
Planes.
the aircraft carriers, or these planes taking off from the aircraft carriers and then landing with the little cables. There's a dude with the goggles pointing his hands.
Where's
you
he
can
off to?
hear,
I'm
you can
afraid
hear
he's
Kenny
off to the
Loggins
highway to the danger zone. Isn't it?
in it. That's what makes it British, right?
Absolutely. Isn't it?
I just had to laugh because this Admiral, whatever the fuck he is, the guy in charge,
Stick up the bum.
stick up the bum
Admiral,
man.
stick up my butt.
He pronounces things very oddly, even for a Britishman.
What a fantastic destruction.
There's a part where he's like pointing at a map. He's like, "It was last seen around this area." Ha.
It's very South Park, dude. It is like South Park making fun of a British guy. Like, well, start the attack right here. We'll move down south to right here. They came from over there.
And they attack it, and they're like, "Oh," he was like, "It went underwater. You know, it didn't die from the
It's
two direct
definitely
hits.
dead.
But don't worry, our depth charges definitely got it." Cut to Gorgo flipping over ship. Cut back to, what do you mean the ship was capsized?
Everyone's dead?
And it's
Oh,
funny because there
bother.
are guys just jumping off this ship too. Like, well, fuck it.
Oh, I would.
I'm taking my chances in the open sea.
And this is the part where they're like, well, how is it following where the baby is going? How does
Yeah.
it know? And they're like, well, we had to water it.
Well, these scientist guys told me to put water on it. And I don't know.
I was like, you don't water people. Creatures. It's not a people.
You do water people.
So it left a
Supposed to have like a
scent.
gallon a day, I think.
But that's when
It's your weight in ounces. So
I
like if
gotta
you weigh
drink like 90 gallons.
if you weigh 124 pounds, you need to drink 124 ounces.
Easy.
So that means I need to drink like 780 ounces of water a day. It's
I
rough.
I should put this beer down and this whiskey down and this coffee down and pick up some water.
Those all have water.
You
in
have
them.
water also.
I do.
You have 4 beverages.
One of them's empty now, sadly. We can fix that.
But I do love. This is when Jesse the Body Seagal is telling them like he has a line.
The way that naturally flowed out of your mouth is beautiful. I almost spit everywhere.
He has a line, something along the lines of like, "Oh, but it's the 20th century. There's got to be some weapon that can kill this fucking thing." So, but turns out there's not.
I mean, that's just the hubris of this fucking movie.
Gonna fight fire with fire.
He's like, "You know what, bud? We could call my buddies Bill Duke, Arnie, Carl Weathers. We took out a predator once, bud."
Oh, this is America where we have guns and we can use those guns to subjugate any animal, red, white, and blue. You know what I'm saying?
Roll Tide.
This is the fucking 20th century. Roll Tide.
So I think this is where it does cut to like some boats releasing liquid into the channel or wherever they're at.
Yeah, because it's getting to the city now.
Yeah.
Great use of the term channel, I think.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm pretty sure it's a channel.
I thought so.
Like a golf clap for Whitney.
Yay, I get a prize.
And I didn't even slap my microphone this time.
Golf clap for Dirk.
He failed that
Damn
time.
it, man.
You had it till the end. And then we find out that they're releasing fuel into the channel. And they're like, well, the fire scared it away last time.
Because now I think we have the army guy, because he picks up the phone. He's like, so a nuke is quite out of the question, right? Sure, No, that's what I thought. I wasn't going to drop a nuke on us. Get out. You're being daft. I wasn't going to nuke us. I was going to nuke us.
That's what I was like. Oh, this definitely doesn't take place in America then. 'Cause he's like, yeah, we can't use atomics during near any large city, right? Just no. Go. Okay, cool.
Oh, I didn't think so.
Don't be daft.
I mean, we're less than 20 years from the Germans bombing this place, so these fucking hard-lipped Brits got it, dude. They know how to. They know how to deal with a raid.
And I didn't quite catch that they were dumping fuel at first. I mean,
Neither
I saw
did
them
I.
doing something, but then this guy shoots a flare gun at it, and I was like, oh yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, that's what I was exactly. I was like, oh, they were releasing fuel into the channel.
I was waiting for it to like to signal the charge where there's gonna be like a bunch of dudes
Like
under
later
tarps
in the
that
movie,
pop
they
up.
do that.
Yeah,
But I was like, what the fuck's a flare gun gonna do, dude?
Oh, when they set off a firework.
Yep.
But they light this thing up, and
She's just like,
it
"Rah."
turns
Let
out
me ask you,
fire worked against the 65-foot tall one, not the 200-foot tall one.
Yeah. How do you feel about this sound design for the creature?
I don't hate it, but I don't like it. It's
Do you know why you don't like it?
because it's
Because
not,
they found one roar.
Yeah.
And they use it over and over and over and over. It's a fine roar, but there's no changing of pitch or length or tone or anything. It's just the same like
Yeah.
over and over. And
Yeah,
it
we
got,
never get that like
It's
Jurassic
also-
Park like click.
Uh-huh.
You know, a lot of the-
and just a little variety. And I understand I'm nitpicking about a movie from '61, but like yeah, the roar got to me.
Yeah.
It's like fuck, dude, somebody kill it.
Well, especially because this next 20 minutes of the movie
You hear it a
is
lot.
just that thing roaring and smashing buildings.
And reshots. But there are some really good shots in here that I'm thinking you're about to get to.
She
Oh,
takes
yeah.
down the Thames Bridge
The Tower Bridge.
tower. Well,
It's called the
Thames-
Tower Bridge.
Thames is the river.
Thames is the river.
oh, okay.
I think that's where that bridge is, but this is the Tower Bridge. And it's funny because they say one of London's oldest landmarks, and if the trivia I read is to be believed, at this point in 1961, the Tower Bridge was only like 65 years old.
No, what you didn't see was the Queen of England was down there. It's one of our oldest landmarks. Oh, Queen Mother.
She was only 53 in 61, though.
Lizzie's in a box.
But yeah, that's when they have the firing squad because it takes out the bridge. Oh, when he's taking out the bridge, there's a great shot of two dummies just being hucked into the water.
Oh, that was
I mean,
fantastic.
this podcast is Friends of Dummies.
Yes.
And I mean that in
Super
every
Friends of
sense of that
Dummies.
term.
And these
Oh.
aren't even articulating dummies, though. These are just like stiff arm, stiff leg.
And then don't forget when they're at the tower, there's another two that Derek saw.
She pulls the top of the tower off and is shaking it. And there's these two little dudes that are superimposed on there.
It's like
Super
somebody drew them
animated.
in.
Yeah.
superimposed. The fuck does that
The
mean?
fuck is superimposed mean?
But they're like little dudes that just like they're just falling out. And you can see the blue around them and everything. It's so
Oh,
funny.
it was
I'm
fun.
also a big fan of foam brick. And
Yeah.
this has a lot.
A lot,
This
because-
also has a thing, and you'll probably know the term for it, where it's dropping like brick in front of them, but it looks like it's dropping on them.
them.
It's like there's a practical effect
Yeah,
in front of the camera.
I think what they're doing a lot
Perspective,
of,
I guess,
Oh,
might
trying
be.
to put like a sheet of dust in front of it.
I
to look
watched-
But it's supposed to look like it's hitting them, I think.
yes.
Well, I watched the behind the scenes stuff, and what they're doing is they're shooting two film stocks at the same time. I think is what it was, or they shoot one of the people running, and then they shoot another one of the stuff falling,
And then
they're like shooting the stuff falling on top of the people running.
Okay.
So it's all
Okay.
happening in the camera.
Okay.
It's because it's it's long before you're doing that on computers, obviously.
Computer.
At this
the
point,
fuck is a computer?
at this point, we had computers,
fuck
but
is a
they took up a
computer?
bigger room, a more size than the Westminster Abbey. We'll
Yeah.
see it in a minute. So, and that was just to do like 8+8.
That was to get us to the fucking moon. Can't go back.
Nope, can't figure it out.
That's what the Nazis are, dude.
But we see panic in the streets of London, and there's fucking people just trampling people. I mean, it's very Godzilla in the early movies, especially when they would have the shots of the streets filled with people running and screaming and looking behind them. Pretty convincingly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Except for that one little kid.
Oh, she's smiling, laughing, having a good time.
She is just like giggling and chucks her doll to the ground, and
You
then
know
somebody picked it up.
You know the director was just like, hey, drop your doll, and she spiked it like a football.
Yeah, she did.
A lot like Vincent Price in previous episode, The Tingler, right? When he's
Yeah.
dropping that teacup.
Tingler.
I hate China.
Fuck
and I
this
mean that
teacup.
in every sense. Fine China, China the country, China the wrestler, rest in souls. Oh, he's gone too, sad.
Oh, rest in pictures, buddy.
Well, she's going to beat him up for that joke in heaven.
Oh,
Don't worry, she's not in heaven.
That's right, because there's no heaven.
If there was.
Man, we just darkened it up today real good.
But they're decided to take this thing out with these big missiles, which still hasn't worked before, still won't work, but hey, fuck it.
But these are a bunch of them.
Oh, okay.
You know that tactic we tried earlier that didn't work? Times 10.
Yeah.
What does that
It's
mean?
definitely
it means
gonna
times
work.
10.
Well, and I love, so she's approaching Westminster Abbey and Big Ben, and like hasn't touched it yet, and the rockets go right through Big Ben.
Right through Big Ben.
Very Roland Emmerich Godzilla, where they kept blowing up there like the Chrysler building and shit.
I'm assuming Roland Emmerich is a big fan of Eugene Lourie, because this dude's just destroying landmarks left and right.
I wish I had a Roland Emmerich impersonation. I don't, so it's going to be this. I love when they blow up all the big landmarks. Big Ben deserved
Sounds right.
A big bad boom.
it. Day After Tomorrow, wonderful movie. That's your movie. I know. I love it.
I can't remember. So I know Westminster Abbey is the building. Big Ben is the actual clock. itself.
And
I
then
think the tower
Parliament
of Big
is-
Ben might have that's Parliament. I think
Parliament's
is
just right below it, I
Westminster.
think.
I don't know.
Parliament's to the
I don't know. I'm not a
east.
British.
Yeah, but I know that's not the name of the tower. That's what people always think they're seeing.
But that's
the
literally the
only
clock.
part that actually gets destroyed is Big Ben. Like this clock, like, the rockets go through it, and then she just basically crumbles the top of it and throws the rubble down at people and
Yeah,
crushes
she
them.
does.
There's some, like, to your point of it looking convincing, there are people, like, jumping out of their windows and shit.
Oh
Like,
my
in
god!
sheer terror.
Launching. I woke up for a second and I saw a man shove his wife out the window, and then he
Dude,
jumped.
maybe you were asleep, maybe you weren't, but it's right around here. There's a spiral staircase where one dude looks like he accidentally goes over it, and then it cuts to one of the guys rolling over people down the spiral staircase.
Your laugh woke me up, and I
Oh, okay,
caught,
because
like,
it
the
was a
end of
genuine, like I said, 5 or 6 genuine not supposed tos.
And then, like, so our heroes, quote unquote.
You mean the Gorgos?
no, I mean the people heroes.
So Joe and Sam.
Joe and Sam
I
are.
believe I'm supposed to be the hero.
Yeah, that's Joe.
Yeah, he's
I'm a
American.
fucking
Yeah,
hero,
not Gorgo.
bud. I'm a hero, bud.
There's no monster that's better than me in this movie.
They're back at the circus, and there's a bunch of military dudes who go to leave, and they're looking for Sean. And we cut to Sean trying to get on this military truck, and one of the soldiers is just like, "Hop up here, little Irish orphan.
We're going to fight monsters. Get up on here, boy.
Hey, you're an orphan. You can be in the military."
We
no
missed,
one's going to miss you.
We missed a little part. And I have to rewind us just a little bit.
Do it.
Sam is fucking drunk.
Oh, wheelie
at this
punchy.
point.
Oh, yeah.
Sam is wasted, and he runs down, and he's trying to release Gorgo.
Because he's been kind of hinting,
Yeah,
like, hey,
he's
we,
like,
we fucked up, dude.
We did fuck up. We
and
need
it's,
to.
and it's Jesse
let-
Ventura who's like, "No, it's money, bud."
Yeah.
yeah,
So
money in the bank, shorty, what you
Sam's-
think?
Sean's like, "What are you doing, Sam? What are you doing?" And Sam's like, we need to let it go back to its mom. We're bad people."
And punches him in the fucking throat, it looks like. And so now he closes it, and now we're playing Wheelie Punchy.
Yep, 'cause
because
they do
then
it
Sam
3
comes back
times.
and opens it, and he punches him in the ear like Fight Club, dude. Like, oh, the ear. It's perfect.
And
Is he alive?
yeah, Joe knocks Sam out. He's like, "Is he okay?" He's like, "Yeah, he's fine, bud.
And locks
No
up
one can die from a punch. I've never seen it."
And then he like throws Sam over his shoulder
Not
and
unless they're
walks
allergic.
away.
I'm taking my drunk friend, and we're out of here.
Okay, now we can go back.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you brought it up because it's a funny scene.
It is.
Maybe not on purpose, but it's enjoyable.
And she's like smashing through this like apartment
Smashing
building.
through the snow.
Smashing through the town.
And it's the path of most resistance.
Yes.
Because she is going through, there's a street full of little tiny running human beings, and then there's a 4-story tall apartment
got it.
building.
She's playing Rampage. She's just like, I want max points. Yes, I'm going to get my baby, but I'm also going to get high score, motherfucker.
She can only see red
Yep.
because her eyes are red.
Or she can't
That's
see
just because
red.
they're bloodshot.
And it's because she's high. These monsters look stoned through this whole movie.
Anytime they half open their eyes, like, oh man, I got to smash that city.
Where's my fucking kid? I'm so high.
That tower looks like a burrito.
I'm so hungry.
I was too stoned and someone stole my baby.
Dingo's ate my baby.
I stole the baby.
I think we hit them all now. We
Yeah.
got French in there now, too.
Yeah, we're good. No, that's actually Brownie speak from Willow.
Yeah, well, it sounds French.
That's still French.
I stole the baby. Oh, suck me blue.
They're little
There
tiny
you go.
Frenchmen.
They are. Especially Kevin Pollak's character.
Le poisson.
Actually, one's name is Rui. Rui.
Like, let's make a roux.
Let's make out.
Like,
It's a great
Like
thing we don't have a podcast.
like Sylvester Stallone trying to say Rudy.
Rudy. Hey, Rudy. Put in Rudy. Who? Put in Rudy. I would love to put in whoever you're saying on the football team. No, if you don't put in Rudy, I'm going to walk away. Put in who? That's it. I'm leaving.
Fuck this movie.
I don't understand what he wanted from us.
That's why his part was cut from
Hey, Rudy, go ask him what he wants. Oh, I hear it now.
So there's some more panic running through the streets. People are trampling people to death, which is real.
Thanks a lot, Dorkins.
The subway that Joe and Sean are trying to escape through just collapses in on all these people. But the seconds before, Joe and Sean go into the subway tunnel.
And you always follow the main characters of a movie,
yeah.
idiots.
And is he carrying Sam at this point, or is he carrying Sean?
No, Sean. He's carrying. He's
Did
carrying
I
Sean.
say Sam?
Okay. No, I don't.
No,
I don't
you said
remember.
carrying Sam earlier when he did pick up Sam.
Yeah.
I think Whitney was just confused on which
Sam,
little
Sean.
which little baby he had.
Yeah.
His little drunk baby friend or his little orphan baby friend. Either way,
And
no
for all we
parents.
know,
Oh,
Sam is an orphan.
because he does catch up with him. He's like, I'll meet you in the corner of Black
Yeah.
and Breckerber.
Black and Beckerberg.
Exactly. God, it's like you've been to London.
Never.
Corner of December.
So Jesse Ventura and the little Irish orphan get out of there just in time. And
I'd watch that.
And the subway starts flooding.
I don't know how.
And he's-
Sure.
And Jesse Ventura is very upset. He's like, where am I going to get sandwiches now, bud?
Right?
Oh, I was going to eat fresh. You fucked it up.
That footlong's not $5. You're full of shit.
Oh, man, I remember
$5
for
foot long.
So Mama Gorgo reaches Piccadilly Circus, which is not a circus, like Dorkin's Circus. Although Dorkin's Circus is at Piccadilly Circus.
No, it's at...
Well, it's at Battersea Park, but there's also a building, unless it's just a really big billboard.
I think it's a really big billboard. There's a lot of billboards here. I see Gordon's Gin, I see Guinness, and I see Coca-Cola for sure.
Well, the first one she smashes is Dorkin's, so
Yeah.
she already knows. She's like,
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
that Dorkin.
And I think there's a big Gorgo sign.
Yeah.
There
And
was a
so
Gorgo
it makes
sign.
perfect sense for it to smash it.
And then we get more stock footage of jets because now they're trying to shoot more missiles at this thing in the middle of a populated city.
But
Yep.
this missile goes to 11,
Oh.
so it might work.
Okay. Got it. Bigger missile.
It didn't work.
This is a Moab.
Shocker.
Mother of all boobs.
There is a crazy dude in the rampage of people leaving.
Repent!
Oh, he's-
Repent! The end is near. This guy has a smile because he's like, I fucking told you, motherfuckers.
Told you the end was nigh.
The end is nigh. Nigh is now. Yeah, he's so happy. And like, this is kind of how I felt at the very beginning of COVID when people were panicking. I'm like, dude, I've lived my entire life with a fucking impending sense of doom. And now who's the idiot? Idiots. Doom is here.
I already know how to be alone.
Guess who benefits from being in a house alone full of liquor?
Oh man, I drank my entire like beer cellar during COVID. It
So
was
did
just
we.
me on a Tuesday at 10:30 in the morning with all my chores and laundry done. Like, I guess I'll drink a 2017 Woot Stout by myself. That's fine.
God, you didn't even have a roommate then, did you?
I think she moved in during.
Oh.
That's
But
unsafe.
we have such weird opposite schedules that like I'm alone for 22 out of the 24 hours in a day usually.
Okay.
It's a beautiful relationship.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. Because she's
like
a
this
Democrat.
beautiful.
It's why it's my longest relationship is because we barely see each other. It's so fucking
works.
perfect.
But Enda's Nye Man gets trampled to death.
With a smile on his face, though.
Yeah.
Went out doing what he loves.
So they decide to amp up the electricity on Baby Gorgo's cage because they figured out that's where Mama's heading. Somehow it took them this long to figure that out.
The
The
Someone even says
scientists
like
had to
there's
tell
no way
them.
of knowing where he's gonna turn.
Seriously.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, that was the admiral or whatever, and then the scientists
Oh
are
no,
like,
General stick up his bum.
and the scientists are like, actually, it's pretty obvious where she's going.
There's
It's
only
going to
one.
Gorgo.
I think they even say like there's only one place that she could be going.
Look, if you look real close, she has a name tag that says The Mandalorian, and she's looking for Grogu. It's called Gorgo. Oh, my bad.
Oh, wrong movie. Giant Mandalorian would be terrifying.
But they're like, how much power do we need to stop this thing? Like somewhere around 1.21 gigawatts.
Oh, great Scott, Marty.
I think it says 4 million volts or something.
Yeah, 3 to 4 million volts, and they're just like that's a guess. Like
But once they
okay.
get there, and I don't know if the subtitles were right or what, but the guy's like, how much power is there? He's like, 5 billion.
5 billion full amperage.
I'm
Look,
like,
I'm not an electric, but I don't know if any of this is like actually going to work.
yeah, I don't know what 5 billion volts is.
If you're an electrician or an electric, hit us up. Let us know.
If you're that weird electric guy that used to shock little kids in those ads, Ready You Kilowatt.
Actually,
That's
you
his
should
name.
hit us up if you are that guy.
But you can't be on the podcast because I can't afford new microphones. I'm sorry.
Oh, fuck.
We can do it remote. So Mama Gorgo is approaching the fence that's been electrified, and we have the news guy who's been standing there, by the way, in the middle of the destruction the whole time. Like, I'm standing right here. It's very close to me. I'm being crushed by rocks. I can't see a damn thing.
I'm dying
It's
when
so
he's
smoky.
He's like, I actually can't see anything anymore because there's so much smoke.
But in that shot, literally buildings are falling behind him.
Yep.
But his shot has no smoke whatsoever.
No.
It's just, it is awesome. This is the reporter that I want. This is the guy that's in the shit.
Yes.
This is the dude who's like, this is your weatherman, right? Who's like, well, it's definitely a hurricane, guys.
What was his name? Al
Roker?
Al Roker.
Al Roker ain't doing this shit. Derek's talking about some local dude that's still trying to make
No,
it.
when there was Hurricane Katrina, I think it was
He
Katrina.
was still trying to make it. It might have been El Nino. That's Spanish for the Nino. No, I know what
The
Derek's talking about. I want
baby?
some guy hold on to a lamppost. Like, it's getting pretty hairy out here.
And he's like hanging on
I
sideways.
think we've got about, he licks his finger, I don't know, 800-mile-an-hour winds.
I've lost my left shoe. The right one's holding pretty strong.
I'm just yelling at the camera. My microphone has been taken away.
The cameraman is gone and taped the camera to a lamppost. So he's the smart one here. Send help. Tell my wife I loved her work ethic.
But this guy is like, he's talking about the electrified fence and everything. He's like, but will it be enough, or will it just be another of man's puny efforts to stop the force of nature?
He is so
love
on
that.
this monster's dick, and that's fine.
I was here for that.
Another futile effort to try to survive. Life has no meaning. I'm out. Good night, and go fuck yourselves.
And she smashes this enclosure, and he's like, oh, the electricity's taking her down. Nope,
No,
never mind. She took it out.
She is dominating those wires.
And she just smashes the side of this swimming pool, and little baby Gorgo climbs out. And we have the shot of them next to each other, and you can tell by watching that it's imposed, because it was all one suit, one actor.
Yes.
They just had different sized miniatures that they built for the actor to
Mini-me,
stomp around.
it's time to get back to the ocean.
And Gorgo.
Gorgo.
What the
We've
hell?
been talking this movie for 10 days, and you just got...
I don't listen to you when you talk.
Put a little fucking respect on that name. It's Gorgo. Don't you know?
Orga is knee high to her.
Yeah, I mean, he is... They
At
said
this
65 feet to 200 feet.
That's not what this
thing
is.
as tall as her ankle.
Yeah.
So she's like 10,000 feet. I don't know. I don't know how math works.
It's
but
like 10,000 feet, and all I needed was a spike.
It's like where
But they leave. They leave back into
I
the
think he
sea.
hates us.
Sean is sitting there like, I fucking told you from the beginning, you fucking arse.
That's all they fucking want was
Heathen
get back in the
fuckers.
fucking ocean. And it's true. I mean, like, all right, so let's to sum this movie up. Like, monsters get woken up Man tries to fuck up monsters.
Yep.
Man gets fucked up by monster. Monster leaves. Your futile efforts.
Yeah, everything was your fault as man.
Yeah.
You destroyed the city.
You started by fucking throwing spears and hot fire. You were spitting hot fire.
Gorgo,
top five
Gorgo,
favorite
Gorgo,
monsters.
Gorgo, and Gorgo.
But yeah, like you started by antagonizing the little one, and then you fucking kidnapped the little one, and the mom's like, "Guess what? Your city's fucked now."
Yep.
You happy?
It's your fault.
You know who wasn't happy? Admiral Stick Up the Butt.
You know how many fingers point back at you when you point your finger at somebody else?
For Gorgo, it's
Those
like
three.
2. Because I think it's only got 3 fingers. So.
She said that to me before, and I'm like, well, I point with my whole hand.
I give the knife hand. The old chubs.
Oh.
You gotta learn how to putt, happy. Rest in pictures, Carl.
It's made out of wood, real sturdy. But he has one more. The newscaster has one more line as they stomp off into the sea.
It gets a little colonial.
He's something along the lines of, they're leaving man to posture the proud boast that he alone is the king of all creation. The end.
Yep.
Finn.
Fen. Hey, Fen, get the fuck over here. They're talking about you. Oh, sorry. They meant the end of the movie.
All right, round the board. Want me to start?
Go for it.
I didn't hate it. Yes, I fell asleep. I don't think it was because of the movie. I think I was just exhausted over the fucking last 3 days of work.
Makes sense.
Like,
It's not the movie's fault, your mood or
that I was drained.
Yeah, I get it. That's fine.
But from what I did see, it was actually quite entertaining. So I do actually recommend this.
Mr. Jack.
I kind of do. I mean, like, it was a lot funner than I thought. If you're a monster movie person, instant recommend. Like, you have
Definitely.
to. If you're used to the rubber suits of the early Godzilla, put this in your fucking list. If you're not, caveats: drink with friends.
Yeah.
Because we talked about some of the superimposed shit. Like, there's dummies.
Superimposed.
There is fun here, and also quick time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
In
a
and
tight,
fucking
what,
out.
78?
Just like my dad. He was in my mom, out of my life. Oh, it's sad because it's true.
You were so Irish.
It's just so funny because, like, when they met the little kid, and it's like, "Is this Ireland?" He's like, "I don't have a dad." I'm like, "That's definitely Ireland."
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a recommend. Obviously, if you're a kaiju fan, it's a heavier recommend. But also for anybody, I mean, it may not be fun to watch alone, as you said, for anybody. But it's definitely a watch it with your friends and drink some beers kind of
It
thing.
might be tough to find. Am I right on this?
I think. I mean, I didn't look up where it would be available now, but I feel like with Vinegar Syndrome putting it out in a higher definition, it's got to be available to stream somewhere.
I'm gonna take a quick peek on the app that we use called Just Watch, and see if it's available for no money.
You know what's available for no money?
What's that?
Writing us an email and suggesting something.
That's true.
That's true.
So
You
it's
could-
available to rent for you can own it in HD for $4.99 streaming. It's also free with ads on a lot of different services.
Okay.
So that makes the recommendation actually easier, because if you had to go out and buy this on Blu-ray to watch it, I'm gonna take it down a peg.
Yeah, especially because it's 4K through Vinegar Syndrome. It came with my subscription that I have with them, but I would assume with it being a 4K, it's probably like $40.
Yeah.
So that's a lot for a normal person.
Yeah. For normal peoples. Far from normal.
Not for psychopaths like me who buy stupid shit on 4K for no reason.
Of course you do.
But yeah, I'm gonna
That's a
recommend
fun watch,
it for
man.
sure.
It was a fun watch. I
It
was happy
was
to
a lot
watch
of
it
fun.
with you guys. I would have been a little bit bored watching it alone.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like tapping no one next to me, like, look at that dummy work.
That's when I'm watching it alone and I'm just sitting in here and everybody's in bed and like the dummies fall off the bridge and I'm just like, ha! Fucking Candy comes out from the bedroom like, you making noise?
Mork.
You eating out here?
You okay?
You got food for me?
Wait, was that the sound of you cooking?
Nope.
But next week will be our last movie for the Kaiju month, because the final week of April we're going to be doing our 1 week version of It's Gonna Be Bay.
So this is the end of our Kaijubilation.
Oh, yay!
So next week we're doing Monster Hunter, directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, starring his wife, the originator of Big Bada Boom.
I want you to know that I started playing Monster Hunter World again. I even created a whole new palico and everything.
A Palico.
It's your calico pal that cooks you food.
All right.
It's your cat assistant,
What's her name?
You would have a cat
Mila
assistant.
Jovovich.
Mila Jovovich. Thank you. But yeah, it has her, and it's directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, so I'm sure it sucks. And then the week after that, it'll be Transformers: The Last Night, so we can get more into It's Gonna Be Bay, which we will never do a full month of again.
Does that have,
Hey, what's
does that
the-
have Marky Mark?
No, maybe.
I think it does, bro. Mark.
All I know is
Mark
it's the one with
Mark's in
Anthony
that.
Hopkins, and that's why I
Yeah,
picked
that's also.
it.
I know him. Fucking good friend of
fucking
mine.
know Mr. Hopkins.
Just what's the over under on Whitney falling asleep during that 2.5 hour movie? We're taking bets, folks. I'm gonna give you 2 to 1 odds that she falls asleep.
I was gonna go 4 to 1, so
I'll take it. Whitney, I'm gonna put a bunch of no-dos in your coffee. You want some coffee? It's got meth in it.
we're betting quarters. He's gonna get $1 out of this.
All right.
But you have to do meth.
I spent $15 on meth to win $1 in quarters. Dope. That's good mathematics.
You can find more Bad Movies Worst People at badmoviesworstpeople.com. Subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/worstpeople. You get bonus episodes every month. At this point, you will have access to The Quick and the Dead, The Princess Bride, and Godzilla from 2014. Plus, very soon, sometime this month, I don't know when I'm going to get it out there, you'll have the first episode of Jack and I's other podcast, Han Took Shots First, available only to you on Patreon.
I want to
at
warn
first.
you. I want to warn you. Get ready for a long one.
Yeah, you want to listen to us talk about Star Wars Episode 1 for 8 years? Strap in.
Like
I
a
was
blind
actually-
fucking porn star, you'll never see it coming.
And I definitely put myself into that episode.
Yeah. She made us do another podcast so she didn't have to hear us talk about Star Wars, which didn't work. And then also she signed up to do the first episode.
I want to editorialize a little bit. We want somebody on here that whether you know a bunch about Star Wars, dope. Whether you know nothing about Star Wars, dope. This is your chance to ask questions that I will probably have the answer to.
He's answered all of mine.
So,
He knows
please.
the questions of people sitting at cantinas.
Yes.
Did I say the questions? The names.
The names, yes.
He knows the names
I know
of.
Dr. Cornelius. I know Ponda Baba.
Pal Fisto. What was his
Kid Fisto. Get it right. Put a little respect on his name when you talk about Kid Fisto.
But that's that. Thank you to Evasion for our opening and closing.
Thanks for. He's trying to say thank you to Evasion for the music. He's fucking it all up though.
Your Irish fucked me up, man.
I set it off for you. He started it.
He started it. I seen it.
I'll fight you for it.
I seen it.
I have been Derek.
I'm still Whitney.
I'm always fucking Jack. Oh, I'm always fucking Jack.
Hey, good night, bud, and go fuck yourself. I've got like a horse pill that I take.
You do have.
Yeah, I used to take horse pills and just fucking munch them.
I could take like three horses at a time. Wow.
I bet you could.
Well, we're isolating that for a ringtone. BadMoviesMoversPeople.com. I could take 3 horses. I could take 3 horses. I could take 3 horses.
At a time.
As you folks know, we like to have a beer or 3 while we podcast, and sometimes that leads to a not so pleasant morning after, unless we remember to hydrate, people. That's where Liquid IV comes in. Liquid IV is the #1 powdered hydration brand in America, and it's now available in sugar-free with a proprietary zero sugar solution that has no artificial sweeteners. I love using Liquid IV because it comes in convenient little packets you can take with you, makes me feel rejuvenated and hydrated, and best of all, it actually tastes good. Just 1 packet of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates you 2 times faster and more efficiently than just water alone, thanks to the 8 vitamins and nutrients it has, and it has 3 times the electrolytes of those other sports drinks. We love Liquid IV so much that we're offering you, our loyal listeners, a steal of a deal. Get 20% off when you grab your Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier, sugar-free, or any other variant at liquidiv.com and use the code WORSTPEOPLE at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code WORSTPEOPLE at liquidiv.com.
Our bodies come in different shapes and sizes, so doesn't it make sense that our weight loss plans should too? That's the beauty of Noom. They build a personal plan that factors in dietary restrictions, medical issues, and other personal needs so your plan works for you. Noom doesn't restrict or shame when you want to treat yourself. Their flexible program focuses on progress instead of perfection. You don't have to give up carbs or anything. And with their daily lessons, you can learn something new about your food choices every day. After just a few days of using the app, I learned how to recognize cues for overeating and how to choose the right foods to feel full. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com. That's Noom.com. And check out Noom's first ever cookbook, The Noom Kitchen, for 100 healthy and delicious recipes to promote better living. Available to buy now wherever books are sold.